Welcome to the She Rise podcast. I am Karen Alexandra and this is Julia Plee. And today we want to give a little introduction about the work that we do with She Rise and the vision that we hold.
Yeah, really beautiful. What is the vision that we hold at She Rise Tribe?
Yeah, so for me, She Rise is born from previous work that we did together. But in this work that we do now, I feel it's really important for us as women to gather together in whatever form, and from there rising together.
Yeah.
With each one of us has her different path, but the rising we do together, we empower each other to rise together. Yeah.
Beautiful. And so that's what we're like really feeling a strong calling to bring out and to share with the women we work with, whether it's in online containers, in offline offerings, retreats or coachings, one-on-ones. And also we hold a lot of detox journeys because our background, our journey started together during our Ayurvedic studies like 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was really just this beautiful invitation to Ayurveda is a system where you go into the 5-element theory, and it's like really the law of nature.
Yeah.
And by studying the law of nature, you get to study your own nature. You get to study and explore what it is that nourishes you, what it is that depletes you, and to really see how you can support this vehicle through nutrition, through lifestyle, daily choices, but also daily thoughts, to see how that ripples out so you can be more grounded and really descend into the woman who wants to rise in a way. So now I think like we both started through different motivations, obviously with Ayurveda, but eventually this has really brought us into understanding our own nature and to really start walking that path of the untamed woman to really step into our medicine.
Yeah, beautiful. I feel also, we both studied Ayurveda and it's a big part of our lives. Often when you tell somebody about Ayurveda, it's directly, it's food and certain things you can eat and not do and do. And yes, it is that. It offers very practical tools to get in touch with your own nature again. But it's so much more, and it's actually the recognition of us being part of something much bigger than us. Yeah. And we want to in society, but we cannot see it apart or different from each other. It's one organism that we are part of. And the moment you start to realize and see that and see your place in that one whole organism, your life starts to change. Yeah. Because suddenly it's not just about you and your wantings and your desires and your likes and dislikes or whatever. It's about something much bigger, and how do you recognize your own nature in the bigger nature? And we studied Ayurveda, which is all about that, but basically what I've come to realize is that all wisdoms are about that same principle.
Yeah.
So along the way, like we work together now 8 years, we started hosting yoga and Ayurveda retreats. We're both yoga teachers as well. Now we're actually both walking also another path, which is the path of curandrismo. So it's working a lot with plant medicine, but also just with this realization that we are part of something bigger. So it's different paths. And what we do with She Rise is bringing all of the tools from those paths together. And of course, whatever we experience in our lives, which is basically your daily life is the biggest teacher. Yeah. If you are willing to unpack what daily life brings you, it's your biggest teacher. So we bring all of those tools together, and that is what we offer within She Rise, with the aim to help you rise to who you really are, and to rise to this realization that you are not alone. Yeah. We are here to do it together and to create a beautiful world together.
Yeah, and it's so beautiful. Like the Ayurvedic teachings, they go so many years back, like thousands of years. So they're really based on like living in alignment with nature, being exposed to nature, and it's also like through the studies of being in the University of Life and studying nature, how that has a direct effect on us. And also we both live in Portugal, so we're very close to nature and to constantly being exposed to what is happening in the environment, and like living a very simple life. And through these studies of like living in nature, also like our studies and our interest brought into shamanism, into Chinese medicine, and like really seeing like all those different methods and modalities, they just have a different phrasing, languaging, but they invite you to just discover that nature yourself. And like our mission is to kind of bring all those different teachings and finding a language and offering you language that resonates and clicks, so you get to understand your own true nature and your own true calling. So, and it's for some of us, maybe Ayurveda might resonate more, for some of us more the Kurandismo or Chinese medicine or shamanism, because shamanism, we also go into the 5 elements. And in the center of the medicine wheel, we have spirit, which in Ayurveda is ether. Yeah. So it's so beautiful. Everything is so interconnected, and it's just the same teaching, just a different framework, different language, but it's just the law of nature.
That's it. And there are, of course, wisdom traditions that come from different parts of the world, but in principle, the core is the same. Yeah. And I do feel that there is also a certain tools are more appropriate in where you are in your path. Because imagine that you wake up every day with pain in your belly, you cannot digest anything, your head is exploding of your task lists. There's no space for you at this moment for your true self to rise. Yeah. What is really handy is to know, hey, how can I calm my nervous system down? Yeah. How can I eat foods or omit foods from my diet that actually help calm my stomach or my digestive system? And that is where Ayurveda is amazing. Like really these practical tools to start today, like getting to know yourself, getting more in tune with with your system, like what works, what effect actually does that have the daily glass of wine on my system, or what effect does this cake have on my system, or how do I feel when I diet for 2 days on water, or which is not for everybody, by the way, but you know, it's such an amazing system to really get to know your system, your body, which is, your body is amazing too.
Yeah. And that is why we've been hosting those Ayurvedic detoxes every year, and we get so beautiful responses, like people who've never really changed their diet and just went through into mono diet, because in an Ayurvedic detox you eat a certain dish, khichdi, 4 days in a row, or maybe even for a longer period of time, and it really gives your whole system a reset. And from that reset there's so much clarity. You notice how the body is digesting things, so it's really about all that you digest, so foods, thoughts, emotions, stimulants that are coming into the system. And as we then give the body a reset, we know how it kind of looks on the other side. But sometimes it can be so challenging to say yes to a detox, because you feel like, oh, it's just food we're changing. But though food is medicine. It can be medicine or poison. And when we strip the body away from taking any toxins into the system, it's the biggest reset you can get. And often, like when you're doing it for the first time, you don't know how it's going to be on the other side. But once you said yes to this, which is your first initiation actually into like living a clean life for many women, it's a beautiful practice to bring in clarity.
Also, because if I can add onto that, when you work with food is often the biggest tool that you have to push your feelings aside. So we think about alcohol or smoking as coping mechanisms, but food is really a huge one for a lot of us. Like if you feel a little bit, I'm not so comfortable with my feelings, what do? You go into the kitchen and take something. So when you take that away and you commit to, no, I'm just going to do this for a few days and I'm really going to let my feelings be there, it's huge. It's a huge thing to get into. And I think it's actually a beautiful bridge to the sisterhood that came in, because we started to host this, I think, already 7 years ago, so we did already many. And from the beginning, we created this group of women where they could actually cheer each other and support each other and ask questions and help each other. And the more our detoxes grew, the bigger those groups got, but also the more self-supporting they got. So women helping each other in there, and not just us replying to questions or to offer support, but women really started to hold each other and to grow and empower each other. And it's so beautiful. And from that, I think we got really into, this is what we want to create in our work, and really this sisterhood in which we guide you.
Yeah.
But we are all medicine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's also what you're saying, sharing, like women sharing their experience, empowering, answering questions is also beautiful. Like we've been hosting the detox for the past 7 years, and it's been like many women joining again and again.
Yeah, true.
Because every year we come up with new recipes, we come up with new themes, we can dive into, we can unpack, because obviously detoxes, they bring up a lot. So not only physically, but also emotionally and mentally. And it's so beautiful to support one another, and also the women who could easily do it themselves at home, the detox, because they know, but they still say yes, because there's this web weaving of sisters, of supporting, and also like being each other's cheerleaders, because it's quite tough to take 10 days out of your regular day and to really show up for yourself and do the work, because that's also part of doing the work.
It's a huge part.
And through that clarity, there's space coming, and then we come back to the woman who rises, because she has space to listen again what it is that wants to rise from the depth of her being. So that's also part of doing the work. That's why it's not only a detox, which many of us obviously in the beginning, that's maybe our motivation, because we want to feel more fit, more healthy. That's also how I started my yoga practice journey. You know, it was like, Ashtanga, I wanted to have a lean body. But eventually it really quickly turned into a spiritual practice. And whatever your motivation is, just being clear on that, but also knowing that you might be saying yes to deeper initiations, discovering the woman who wants to rise from deep within, because that's also the energy we bring into the detoxes. And that's so the medicine we bring into that. So obviously that's also being activated.
Yeah, it's for sure guaranteed a descent. And to whatever level, it's up to you.
Yeah.
But for sure things will come up. And that's why I think it's such a beautiful, beautiful system of knowledge, whole Ayurveda, because it seems small, and you can start really small, which we could also help you with, by the way, because we offer coaching sessions. If you want to work with it, like more on a growth level, it starts like that, but it's always a yes to something that itches from within, that wants to rise.
And just to add on that, because you were just saying something on the growth level, so I feel like obviously when there's something very dense we need to look at, we cannot become aware of the subtleties. So it's really about just peeling off the layers, whether it's the conditioning or it's physical, it's stagnation, because when we experience pain or discomfort in the body, how can we connect to...
No, you can't.
No.
And that's where a lot of us are, actually, you know, with physical discomfort, or with pressure, with the tension, with the nervous system that is basically on all day long. So really just seeing that this is also maybe part of the journey in order to get to the subtle aspects. And like in our society, we straight away want to be in the subtle and the light and the more energetic. Whereas we know like, but it's really about just connecting to the earth first, making sure that this vehicle, this earth body, because it's the most physical we have, is safe, is healthy, safe also for the nervous system, is healthy, is balanced, is happy. And then from there we can start unpacking. We can see what else gifts there is. And that is why this journey, to me personally, never stops, because there's always a new layer that is unfolding on a more subtle, and I'm also being invited to go more back into maybe the physical realm to take care of this vehicle, and then from there again unlocking a new cycle of subtleties. Definitely, because it also works the other way around. When you are most comfortable up here, so being in this bliss and this joy, which also spiritual practices can be a lot about, you maybe find it discomforting to get back into your body again. So it's always this polarity, this work of opposites. And also the healing the healing happens everywhere, but the healing process can also not be forced. And sometimes you think you healed a certain part of you and you rise and you feel light and you expand, but then something happens and you realize, oh, it's not yet done, you know? I have to get back into that cycle again. So yeah, it's always a work that continues.
Yeah. And I always loved, like, one of my teachers, she always used to refer to the Buddha smile. Like, there's this, sometimes when we feel like, oh, we're going again into the cycle of of darkness, then we can be more like focused and strict with ourselves, but just very gently, just lifting the corners of your lips and saying like, okay, here we go again.
Yeah.
It's just a ride again, knowing that I'm gonna break free. I'm gonna broaden my container so that even more light can come in. Yeah. Doing the work. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, with She Rise, we really want to guide you doing this work. We want to guide you to be a free woman with all the tools that we used along the way, with all the tools that we gathered that are helpful for us and we know that are helpful for you. But you do the work.
Yeah.
We are here to support you and to guide you and to create a sisterhood around you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your attention. We're looking forward to continuing to take you along the journey. And if there's any special themes or topics you want to see come back in the podcast, then feel free to reach out.